people don't understand that our surroundings are filled with energies, right? And to the Chinese, there's eight cardinal directions, and these eight cardinal directions have a totally unique energy and an aspect of life and certain attributes of life and things like that. When an individual makes a choice in their life, it's reflected in our environments. Like, for example, very successful people are constantly making choices. They buy a summer house, a vacation house, another house. Let's go here. And while they're there, they're making choices and decisions in their business. And our environment is influencing us. So our environment is a consequence of the choices that we have made prior, past. And so when I come in and I make predictions, oh, this took place before, this took place before, I'm just reading. This is here because it must be here because these events, these attributes relate to these aspects of life, and these things must have happened to you, right? Now, the same thing holds true that these energies are an environment are now influencing us going forward as well. And
Right.
when I sit down with an individual and see what is it that they're trying to achieve in their life, either personally, financially, spiritually, I look at their environment and see how the energies of their environment is aligned toward their wishes and desires. And if it's not aligned, then that's when I might say, okay, move your bed to another location or move it over here. Consider moving out in 2 or 3 years because you're going to think about it then, because that energy might be present later and you're not willing to do it now, but you will be willing to do it later or consider it, so on and so forth. But people don't realize that just like my desk has wheels. So just changing the direction that I face um, makes a huge difference.
We did that this year with my desk, and Mark with his as well. So I had always had my desk facing my outside my east window, and then I think at the beginning of the year he said, "No, you're going to have to turn it this way." And at first I was very resistant. I'm like, "Oh, I don't like that." And then I moved the desk, and I felt like a new person. So there really is something to this energetically, and I think that if we look at the electromagnetism of it, right, it makes total sense. If you are actually changing direction, you look a different way, but also you're impacted by the geomagnetic
Yes.
piece as well, the electromagnetic. Everything changes according to where it's placed and what it means. So it is really fascinating. It is like its own oracular system,
No, and
feng
then you
shui, the
start
way you
to,
do it.
I mean, I track individuals for a living. I mean, look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk
Yeah,
moved from California to
Texas.
Texas, and he increases $150 billion. Really?
Right.
You know that? Did anyone notice this?
Right.
And this takes place like that. It works because one thing is to do feng shui in a home, the other is geographically in the whole country.
Right. So
And then when
we
you look
talk.
at patterns,
Yeah.
like when you look at patterns,
hmm
astrology has 12 astrological signs. Feng shui has 9. It's not that we're inferior. They're just different, but they're all the same. I might call you wood element, and astrology calls you water element, and it's not that we're contradicting each other. Those are just
Right.
labels to track a particular energy, and at the end of the day, it's the same energy.
Right.
Um, when you look at Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, the 2 Google boys, the owners of it, the grandfather of the internet, those are all the same variable in feng shui. You think that's a coincidence? And they all live on the West Coast,
Right.
and they're all in the same sector of business. Those
Interesting.
things to me fascinate me.
Okay, if you like this podcast and you want to see more, just click over here and you'll get to see more clips from this interview. If you just want to listen, well, if you click there, you'll listen to the entire interview available to you on any one of your favorite podcast channels.